More than 300 architects from all over the world entered the Chicago Tribune's design competition for a new headquarters building back in 1922. Raymond Hood and John Meade Howell won, with this Gothic tower clearly meant to endure for the ages. The desire to leave a timeless monument as your legacy is hardly confined to newspaper publishers, and Martha Teichner has proof.
Yes, it really is a full-size granite Mercedes-Benz, the pride of a New Jersey cemetery. Here's to eccentric tombstones, really any that tell you something about the people buried under them, other than just name, date of birth, and date of death. We long ago forgot about John Matthews, the soda fountain king, but look at him lying there in Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, New York, staring for all eternity at his achievements in the carbonated drink world carved in marble. Not bad. Greenwood didn't get to be a National Historic Landmark because of this sort of thing. No, it's because of the who's who of famous people buried here, and graves like this, the tomb of amateur Egyptologist Albert Parsons.
We start off with the Old Testament on the far left there, Moses and his mother, and then Christian imagery here. You see the lamb, which is symbol of the innocence of a child, and then you see Osiris, the Egyptian god responsible for safeguarding tombs and mausoleums.
Even his very own Sphinx. Jeffrey Richman is historian at the Greenwood Cemetery.
The real estate here reflects what was going on in the world outside.
In fact, cemeteries are like a social history of the United States. These 18th century Dutch gravestones, one look at how plain and severe they are, tells you that life in colonial America was harsh.
This is about a hostile nature. This is about death constantly stalking the person, the living.
A century later, the Victorians were exuberant, sentimental, and they loved symbolism.
And one of the symbols, a young man who did not attain his full maturity, is a cut-off column.
By then, Americans romanticized nature and their place in it. They treated cemeteries like public parks and would actually picnic in them. In the 1850s, 500,000 people a year visited Greenwood. Admiring the architecture was part of the attraction. If they were around today, those old Victorians would no doubt approve of the creeping return of individualism to tombstone design.
Oh, so this is an image of the person,
right,
laser cut into the stone.
Yeah.
Lasers allow photographic likenesses to be etched in granite. Technology has brought a whole new dimension to remembering a life lost.
I wanted it to be everything about her. Everything. I wanted you to be able to look at it and know, how loved she was and what the kind of person that she was.
Cassie Sund is buried in Lake City, Florida. She was killed in an automobile accident the day after her 18th birthday. Jackie Sund had pictures of her daughter laser etched on the gravestone, which is exactly Cassie's height, 4 feet 11 inches. But that's not all. For $2,000, she had this waterproof, solar-powered video player called a VidStone installed.
That people that don't even know Cassie, they can open it up and kind of walk away knowing a little bit about her.
We have an angel here. My wife would wear an angel pin, and so that's a tribute to her.
For Jeffrey Richman, the simple slate stone in Greenwood Cemetery that he designed for his wife, and which will one day be his too, is an intensely personal statement.
One of the Victorian symbols that you see through the cemetery is the globe, which is a symbol of eternity. It has no beginning and no end. And so I wanted to incorporate that here.
Richmond's stone was made by Karin Sprague, one of the few remaining hand carvers of tombstones. Her Rhode Island workshop is filled with its own kind of music.
For my work, it's really listening and who was this person we're going to remember, and what did they love, what were they passionate about, how did they spend this short time on Earth.
A woman remembered for her needlepoint. A man who loved nature. Sprague and her assistants try to commit to stone the essence of a person.
Our soul is in this. We're cutting, our breath is into this. There are no two letters the same because they're drawn by hand. It's not computer generated. This is real. I think people are hungry for real.
A gravestone has meaning only for the living. But given a choice, what would yours look like?